just what the body does. It's remarkable. It's just amazing. Like, forget about me thinking or believing that I'm in control of the body. Let's just park that for a moment, and then look at all the other things that the body is doing. Just the heart beating, the breathing, all just happening, you know. And then and we could go, you know, on and on and on about, you know, all the different functions that are going on in the body, like when we eat food and it digests, and, you know, and yet, and then somewhere there, like, because intelligently we can recognize that and we go, yes, the heart's, I'm not beating the heart's just beating, and I'm not actually doing the breathing is just happening. Yeah. If you just look at those two things, there can be the acknowledgement of that. But then somewhere along the way there, we go all skew-if and make the assumption that, okay, well, there's all this stuff that's happening in the body, but I'm in charge of it. I'm walking down the street. I'm reaching for the salt and pepper shaker or whatever, you know, whatever, you know. And if you really watch and just watch what the body does throughout the course of the day, whatever, just then, my nose, yeah. I became aware of that after it happened, yeah. Just all these things that the body is just constantly doing in and of itself, seemingly by itself, but it certainly has nothing to do with me. And that's like, that's fascinating to watch. Yeah. When we drive a car, like all the many different functions that go on when we're driving a vehicle, it's that intelligence that is enabling that driving to happen is far more intelligent than a me. A me couldn't keep up with that. Like, can you imagine, like, if every single solitary movement that the body is making whilst you're driving a vehicle, can you imagine that if you had to be totally on and doing everything at the same time? Like, there's too much going on. Yeah, way too much going on.
Yeah.
You know, and the common one that I often use jokingly is walking down the street. You know, if me was doing that, I'd have to be, there'd have to be dialogue going on in here, yeah, saying, okay, now we're propelling the body forward. Now lift the left knee and place the left heel down on the ground and make sure that the other arm is moving in the opposite direction. And whilst we're doing that, let's make sure that we know where we're going. So let's keep the eyesight happening. And then there's this propulsion. It's just like there's too much going on, yeah, for us to, for a seeming me or a seeming individual to manage that. Yeah? Yet prior to investigating that, we absolutely believe that it's me walking down the street and I'm in control and I'm in charge and it's my body and I'm directing the body in whatever direction I want it, you know, or I'm directing the body to do whatever it is I want it to do. And if you really, really start to look at that, just there, so much gets revealed just in and of that. You know, we believe that we feed the body. Yeah, I'm taking care of the body. I've got to feed the body. Yeah, or we believe we hydrate the body. Yeah, I've got to hydrate the body. Yeah. Here comes Tanya, and hey, Tanya.
Hi.
Hello,
How you
Tanya.
doing?
Tonya, how are you?
Hi.
Hey.
Good.
And a really, really simple way of testing that: don't hydrate the body and see how long you last. Don't hydrate it. As Tanya has a swig on water.
No, it's a protein shake.
Okay. Or that, yeah. It's the body that becomes thirsty, and it's the body that reaches out for the water, not you. If we were fully in charge of hydrating the body, don't hydrate it and see what happens. Just literally just choose not to and see what happens, especially if there's water sitting there in front of you. Eventually, I don't care how much willpower you want to use, eventually the body will reach out for that water and drink it. Yeah. But then the dialogue will say, oh, it's me that's reaching out for the water, and I've got to hydrate the body because, well, you just said you had free will. Don't hydrate it. Leave it alone. Yeah. Or don't feed it, or, just a couple of silly little examples there. But and the same applies to mind, same applies to thoughts, same applies to feelings or sensations in the body. They're just happening. Literally, they're just happening. So if you can take a passive position with all of that and just watch, just observe. Now, why are we doing that? We're doing that to eliminate, or to help eliminate, the illusion that there's a me here in charge and in control. Yeah. Nisargadatta, used to talk about it all the time. Neti, it used to be referred to. Yeah, not this, not this, not I'm not this, and I'm not this, and I'm not this, and I'm not this, I'm not. So the process that he took people through, and it's the same as what Bob did, and Sailor Bob, and it's what he passed on here, is a process of negation. Yeah, we see, and most spiritual paths that people are on, they don't go through that process of negation. There's an assumption that there is a me here, and what they're trying to do on whatever path they're on is improve themselves, improve their me. Yeah. Whereas non-duality is the complete opposite to that. It's literally the complete opposite to that. It's the negation of the me, just constantly negating. Yeah. So none of us can say, because we would literally just be using words, what we are. We can't. Yeah. But like we can't know what we are as such. But we can certainly come to see what we're not. Quite easily come to see what we're not. Yeah. And in the eventual demise or dropping of what we're not, we're left with what we are. It's not like we disappear. None, you're not going to disappear. Yeah. But what ends up standing here is your true nature, who and what you actually really are. So the whole process is about negation. Is there a me here or not? Is there a me here or not? Yeah. And that needs to be looked at. And we look at it, one via, is there such a thing as willpower? And I know we touched on that last time, Malcolm. Yeah. Is there such a thing as willpower? Yeah. I know it can seem like there is, but the more you watch and the more you observe and the sharper your clarity gets, you will start to see for yourself that everything, and I don't care what it is, everything is simply happening. And it doesn't take a personal me for all of everything to be happening. So to know what we are, to know what you actually are, the only way that that can come about is to fully understand what you're not. It's the only way. Because if that's not done, you'll go searching for what you are from what you're not. And what you're not can never experience what you actually are. You can't. You can't experience it. You can't know it. You can't experience it. What you're not cannot experience what you actually are. Yeah? In fact, it veils what you actually are. Yeah? So in when what you're not drops, what gets revealed is what you actually are. And then there's the dawning that you've only ever been that. It's always been there. Always. It's not something new that comes into being. It's always there. What you're seeking, you already are. You guys would have heard that 1,000 times from various different teachers. Yeah. Or, some people will say, what you are is consciousness, awareness, beingness, here-ness, thisness, isness, nowness. Yeah. And that is exactly what you're experiencing right now. It is what you're actually experiencing right now. Yeah? And the only difference, and I mean this literally, the only difference between you and I, Malcolm, I don't want to just hone in on you, but anyway, sorry. It's because we started the dialogue. The only difference between you and I is you think there's a difference. And I know there's not. Yeah? So I don't have anything that you don't already have. I don't. I literally don't. I don't. What I am, you are. It's the same. Yeah. So what did I just highlight there by saying that? Yeah. The problem is just thinking. That's all. It's just thinking. If thinking says, I don't have this yet, but eventually I'll get it, and the thinking believes that, then the thinking or the seeming individual will remain stuck. But in the complete absence of thinking altogether, here you are. Literally. Literally. Here you are. Yeah? Seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling, bright, alert, alive. Watching. Seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, watching. Just in wonderment. Like there's this is life is spectacular. It's not so spectacular when life is viewed through the lens of thoughts. It's not so spectacular at all. Why? Because thoughts cannot experience this